Okay, let's unpack this. Today we're doing a deep dive into, well, an incredibly ambitious vision. Some might even say audacious. It's all about aiming to fundamentally transform the global landscape of artificial intelligence. We're looking at a strategic announcement from EON AI Venture, laying out a really bold new partnership. Our mission today is basically to explore how this whole initiative plans to leverage some pretty unique regional strength and what its remarkably disciplined, phased approach actually involves, and, why it's designed to redefine how and where AI entrepreneurship really flourishes worldwide. It's quite a fascinating look at a very deliberate move to shift the tech world's center of gravity. So let's get right into the core idea. The source we're looking at makes this huge claim that the Gulf Cooperation Council states specifically the UAE, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and Kuwait are positioning themselves as, get this, the global epicenter of AI entrepreneurship. That's a massive claim to make on the world stage.
It really is. And what's truly fascinating here is that it's clearly, well, it's much more than just a tech ambition. It's not just about diversifying the economy either. The strategic aim, as EON AI Venture puts it, is to establish these nations as the essential bridge between global North capital and global South talent. So when they talk about the global North, they mean the established economic hubs, North America, Europe, parts of Asia, and the global South. That's the huge, often untapped pool of talent across emerging economies. Think Africa, Latin America, South Asia. The document even frames it as building nothing less than the Singapore of the AI age.
The Singapore of the AI age. That's a powerful analogy.
It really is. And it's not accidental. It suggests something highly strategic, very connected, meticulously planned.
But, okay, we've seen plenty of places try to become the next big tech hub, right? Pouring in money, building infrastructure, often with pretty mixed results. What gives the Gulf states this unique edge? What makes them think they can pull off such a grand vision, maybe even leap ahead of the traditional hubs?
That's the key question, isn't it? And the source highlights several really compelling advantages that, frankly, set them apart. First off, their geopolitical positioning.
Yeah.
Like you said, they're strategically located. That essential bridge idea. It's not just geography. It's about direct connections, cultural links that can genuinely connect markets and talent pools few other regions can. Network access, basically.
Location matters.
Definitely. Second, there's a significant infrastructure advantage. And we're not just talking basic roads. They already have world-class facilities and technology city ecosystems, either built or well underway. Think Dubai Internet City, or these huge projects like NEOM and Riyadh. These are real, functioning environments designed for tech innovation.
Okay, so the foundations are there.
Exactly. Third, and this is really critical for AI, is their energy benefits. These states have access to cheap energy for AI compute infrastructure and training capabilities. Training just one big AI model, it can use a staggering amount of electricity. So having cheap, abundant energy isn't just a small plus. It dramatically cuts the cost of actually doing large-scale AI. That's a huge competitive edge.
That energy point is really interesting, often overlooked, I think.
Absolutely. Then you've got their extensive diplomatic networks. Their global reach isn't just for attracting investment, it's crucial for talent attraction. They can use government ties to smooth the way for international entrepreneurs, making it easier for top talent to actually move and set up. And finally, you just can't ignore the sovereign wealth funds. This is serious financial muscle, patient, strategic capital. It operates on a different level than typical VC.
So it sounds like they're not just hoping this happens, they're actively leveraging a powerful mix of existing strengths, geography, money, energy, combining that financial power with a really systematic way to develop entrepreneurs. It feels quite deliberate.
Precisely. They're aiming to build what they see as the world's most comprehensive, maybe most strategically integrated AI innovation ecosystem.
Okay, the unique foundations are clear. But an ambition this huge needs serious planning, right? It doesn't just happen. The source mentions this very methodical three-phase approach to minimize risk and maximize returns. How exactly do they plan to operationalize this?
Yeah, the strategy is incredibly structured. It breaks down like this. Phase 1, prestige launch and global positioning. This kicks off right away, first 4 months or so. The immediate goal, establish global AI leadership. Grab attention. This means hosting these global AI entrepreneurship championships. 4 big annual events across Dubai, Riyadh, Doha, Kuwait City. High-profile showcases. They'll also use Gulf media for global thought leadership. Really push the message. Use those diplomatic channels to bring in international talent for these events. It's about setting the stage.
Okay, so make a big splash first.
Exactly. Then phase 2, infrastructure development and talent validation. This runs from months 7 to 12. This is where they build the actual pipeline for talent and solidify the foundations. Key here is setting up these wealth weaver centers in existing tech cities, Riyadh, Dubai, Kuwait City, Qatar. Think of them as high-intensity accelerators, not just office space. Infrastructure, compute power, mentorship, legal help, network access. They'll offer fast-track programs for visas and residency to pull in top international entrepreneurs. And crucially, they'll use that cheap energy to build out the AI compute infrastructure within these centers. Data centers, processing power.
Building the engine room, essentially.
Yeah, pretty much. Then finally, phase 3. Investment deployment and portfolio building, months 13 to 24. This is where the big money gets deployed. They're planning a kind of Shark Tank investment framework. But, and this is key with a huge difference, only entrepreneurs who complete the 6-month Wealth Weaver programs are eligible for funding. This pre-qualification step is massive for risk mitigation. They're not just funding pitches, they're funding people who've already put in the work, refined ideas, maybe shown some traction.
That pre-qualification, it really changes the game, doesn't it? Investing after validation, not just based on a pitch.
It drastically de-risks the investment compared to traditional early-stage VCs.
This whole structured approach seems designed to minimize the guesswork and those claims about success rates. EON is projecting 70% success versus maybe 10% for traditional VC. That's extraordinary. How does this pre-qualification make such a difference?
Well, EON AI Venture brings their proven platform and global reach to this. They really emphasize this pre-qualification. Their argument is, traditional VC often bets on just an idea and maybe the team's potential. Their model. It requires entrepreneurs to spend 6 months embedded in these Wealth Weaver centers, intensive training, mentorship, access. It lets EON actually observe progress, commitment, market fit before putting significant capital down. They claim this cuts failure rates dramatically, from that typical 90% down to around 30%.
So a 70% success rate is the projection. That's bold.
It is bold. But it's based on this systematic validation. They believe they're de-risking the founder as much as the idea itself. And they're planning to deploy capital strategically, maybe $100 up to $2 per entrepreneur, aiming for a total fund deployment of $1 to $5 billion.
What's really fascinating is a heavy focus on training and validation before the money. It flips the usual model. Which brings up the question. Beyond the strategic positioning, what's the actual financial upside here for the Gulf states? They're projecting a 15–20% IRR across the portfolio. That internal rate of return, it's meant to significantly outperform traditional VC averages, right?
That's the projection, yes. And it's based on a diversified portfolio, aiming for consistent returns, not just relying on hitting a few home runs or unicorns. It's positioned as a calculated financial play alongside the strategic goals, not just a prestige project.
So pulling it all together, what does this mean in the bigger picture? Clearly, it's about more than just financial returns for the Gulf states.
Oh, absolutely. The value proposition outlined is really comprehensive, spanning different timelines. It shows deep strategic thinking. In the short term, say 0–12 months, the focus is prestige and positioning excellence, establishing that undisputed leadership in global AI entrepreneurship. Think about the impact of attracting world leaders, tech CEOs, top talent. That generates serious diplomatic soft power, enhancing global influence through tech leadership.
Building reputation.
Exactly. Then, looking at 1–3 years, it's about economic development and diversification, creating this talent pipeline, potentially over 10,000 pre-qualified entrepreneurs a year. That significantly diversifies their economies beyond traditional energy sectors. New industries, jobs, a self-sustaining tech ecosystem. Plus, it lets them directly monetize that energy advantage through AI compute data centers.
Real economic impact, not just headlines.
Right. And in the long-term strategic transformation, looking out 3–10 years. The ambition here is huge. They talk about generational wealth creation, projecting a portfolio value of $50–100 billion or more. But, critically, it's also about achieving technological sovereignty, developing and controlling their own AI capabilities, reducing dependence on, say, Silicon Valley or China for critical AI. It's about self-reliance and influence. The source even positions it as a kind of strategic counter to China's Belt and Road, but focused on talent and tech, not just physical infrastructure. And also as a step towards tech independence from the U.S. by strategically leveraging that global South youth population peak.
That's fascinating. It's explicitly geopolitical then, reshaping influence, securing strategic advantage. And that point about the global South youth peak, it's subtle but powerful, isn't it? A huge digitally native generation ready for opportunity.
Absolutely. It's a vast pool of entrepreneurial energy. And they're not ignoring the risks either. The plan includes a comprehensive protection framework.
Okay, how do they plan to manage the risks involved in something this big?
For the Gulf state risk protection, there's a staged investment approach. Money goes in phases with checkpoints, allows for adjustment. Also, a diversified portfolio strategy spreading bets across sectors and entrepreneurs. And those crucial pre-validation requirements mean they only invest after seeing some proof, insulating the fund from early failures. This also helps guarantee some local benefits, like infrastructure use and prestige, even if not every single investment pays off big.
Makes sense. And what about the risk of just not executing well, operational risks?
For execution risk mitigation, they're using a multiple partner strategy. Working with 3 to 4 Gulf states spreads the dependency. They're also leaning heavily on EON's proven framework, so they're not reinventing the wheel operationally. Plus, strong local integration in target markets to make talent acquisition effective. And they mentioned proprietary technology differentiation, their own AI tools to help identify and support ventures.
It certainly sounds like they've thought through potential roadblocks, aiming for a robust setup. So, wrapping up, we've unpacked a really, truly ambitious plan here. The Gulf states leveraging their unique advantages, energy, capital, location, combined with this structured, high success rate investment model from EON AI Venture, all aimed at becoming a genuine global powerhouse in AI entrepreneurship.
Yeah, and if you connect it to the bigger picture, this initiative really represents a very strategic, very deliberate effort by, let's say, non-traditional tech regions to carve out a dominant space. It's a powerful reminder that innovation hubs aren't fixed points on the map. They can emerge, they can shift, especially with the right resources, vision, and importantly, methodical execution. It's like they're trying to consciously redraw the global tech map.
Which leaves us with a pretty interesting question for you, the listener, to
Yeah.
think about. As we see these huge planned initiatives trying to foster tech leadership, what might be the next unexpected region? Maybe one with its own unique mix of resources or strategic position that tries to strategically reshape the global tech landscape.
It's definitely a powerful reminder of how fast things can change when that combination of resources, vision, and a solid plan comes together. It really challenges where we assume the next big breakthroughs will come from.